Aloha, it's 365 Hawaii Real Estate Minute.
With Eric and Julie Ziemelis, and behind us is
Lokahi Makai. And today we are going to let you in on little secrets on what this neighborhood's all about. And the reason we picked this and all the other neighborhoods on our video today is the fact that for about a year now, or 2 years now, we've been focusing on 3 different areas: Lokahi Makai, and the other one is Pualani Estates, and the third one is Alii Lani, as kind of like gauges to know where the real estate market is. So in this video, we're going to kind of dive into all 3 of those. So in case you haven't seen what those neighborhoods are like, you get a chance to take a look at it.
located just north of Kailua Kona and at the bottom of Kona Palisades in the fantastic walkable neighborhood. Welcome to Lokahi Makai. It's a beautiful day to be here showing you this neighborhood. I personally like this elevation and where it's located. Why don't you tell them a little bit about the facts of this neighborhood and where it's located?
So interesting. All right, so there's 192 single-family houses here, and they originally started building them in 2004, and there were several phases that they went through. I think there was actually 4 different phases, and they've been building them for a long time after that. The elevation goes anywhere from 400 feet at the bottom to 500 feet at the top of the neighborhood. The climate is dry here because we're actually kind of near the airport, so it only gets about 10 inches of rain here, which is definitely on the arid side, I guess you'd say. Temperatures, low winter temperatures, the low would be right around 60, and the high summer temperatures would be around 90 degrees. There are sidewalks in this neighborhood and underground utilities and a county park.
That's good. We like this place. In fact, we have actually sold 2 houses in here to our buyers, and we have friends who live here as well. And we're going to tell you a little bit about what they love about this neighborhood. One of the things I truly love about this neighborhood is the fact that it has basically its own park. It's a county park, but obviously it's mostly used for the people in this neighborhood. And we're watching her play with her dogs, and we've seen kids play soccer here, and they've set up tents. They've done some different kinds of community events here. In fact, right behind me is a community center as well. So in terms of if you like to lay down on a big grass or play ball with kids or just be here with your animals, this is a good amenity to have with this community. And also, if you guys want to know where it's in, it's basically like right almost smack in the middle of it. So anywhere you live in this area, you can almost walk here. One
interesting thing about this neighborhood is, first of all, the way there is about 100-foot elevation gain between the top and bottom. So there are some mild ocean views, not dramatic, but mild ocean views. And the other thing that's interesting about this is it's a series of I guess you'd say cut-off ovals to get up there. And what the beauty of that is that it gives a kind of an aesthetic peel instead of these perfectly straight streets going down. And there must be 3. I think every time they put a different phase, they started a different section of it, but it kind of goes you going all the way up. A nice little unusual drive that's got some style, complete without a walk through the neighborhood. And while we're walking, we thought that we would
walk together.
Yes,
I guess that's what people do in neighborhoods, right?
That's right. And we'd also talk about some of the positives plus pros and some of the cons and negatives of both things. So what's your first pro for being here, Julie?
Okay, so as you guys are going to see in another neighborhood at Pualani Estates, it's on a hill. Here, it's a lot less hilly with us as an elevation. So what Eric and I are doing, just walking naturally, we're not huffing and puffing because we're not walking up the hill.
So another positive of this neighborhood is that it's kind of tucked away a little bit. So it's definitely a quiet neighborhood. We don't feel like there's not people zooming by on cars. We've probably been here for half an hour. We've been passed like maybe 3 times by cars. So it's definitely quiet in the middle of the afternoon here on a weekday.
And again, when we're looking at this neighborhood, the fact that it looks like a neighborhood, you know, there's a lot of places in Kona that are a lot more you know, kind of like it doesn't have, people call it either a pro or con. It doesn't have the cookie cutter experience in a lot of neighborhoods in Kona, where this one does, because it's a master plan community.
Okay, I'm gonna put a little con on that, though.
Okay.
Is that it is definitely a little bit more like a California neighborhood than a true Hawaiian neighborhood.
Yeah.
Hawaiian neighborhoods, we have a lot of, there's no actually set developers that develop the whole neighborhood. It's usually a hodgepodge of different things. So you get kind of a little bit of this style of house, a little bit of that style of house, little time frames different stuff. This one, they did it all the same, so they're all very consistent, but nice at the same time. It's just what you're looking for.
Yeah, and again, one of the reasons that Eric and I chose this neighborhood to highlight is because when you're going to be looking at comps in the neighborhood, since these houses are pretty much a lot alike, you're going to be able to see that a lot of the houses are around the same price versus on amenities. Yeah, and also one of the reasons why our people bought in this neighborhood too is because they could park their boat. And one of the things about this neighborhood is that it's not that far from the harbor. So if you are a boat enthusiast, you want to park your own boat on your own property and get down to the harbor pretty quick, this is a very good neighborhood.
Yes, definitely. Okay, so some of the another con of the neighborhood, though, is that since it backs right up to the land over there, the state land, is that we have critters that come in here. And as you just saw, we've got our goats rambling through. We just saw goats rambling through here. And it looks like they put up an electric fence. I don't know how far it went down the neighborhood, but definitely that could be a problem.
Wait, the electric fence or the goats?
No, the goats everywhere. If your neighborhood is innovated by inundated by all these things.
Okay, they're not inundated, but yeah, it's okay. One of my friends lives here, and she says she's got a little goatee experience because she has not put up the HOA approved fence, which is like right across the street from us, which are these white like vinyl fences. And so you need to, like, because their HOA is very strong here, there are definitely rules and guidelines.
Right.
So that you think that's a
and I would
pro?
I'd say it's both a pro and a con. If you are a firm believer in wanting to do everything yourself, then maybe a strong HOA is not the benefit of doing it.
Yeah. So there's a reason why you don't see a bunch of people parking all over the streets. There's I think there's a rule about too many cars in the driveway or something. But
there's always a rule, something like that.
Don't be
don't be that guy. Of course.
It's an HOA.
Yeah.
But the other thing too that about this neighborhood that people seem to enjoy too is that it's not that far from the airport, and you cannot hear the airport noise from this neighborhood.
Yeah, even though it looks like it's close, it's not that.
Yep. We verified that with somebody who actually lives here.
I will say there is there seems to be trades blowing on this place.
Yeah, it feels good.
Today there's a nice little breeze blowing all the way down.
Yep. And also, if you love all the points of beaches north, this is not that far from Kua Bay either. And so you can actually get a head start to the good beaches that are up to the north area. And also for those of you who actually work or want to get jobs in any of the resorts on the north, again, since this neighborhood is pretty close to the highway and far north of Kona, without being too far, but closer to all the resort jobs and everything else, this is also a pretty good place to live.
Okay, so I'm going to put a con onto that too. You know? The con would be is that we're slightly out of town, so it takes a little while to get into town. It's there's a big 2-lane road going into town, the main freeway coming in, but you are out of town a little bit. So versus like Pualani Estates, you're 2 minutes from town, and there you go. This one, you actually have to drive into a little bit.
Yeah, so it's about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, again, my people from Texas, I don't mind driving 3 hours. I'm okay. So yeah, and also with Queen Kahamanu being right there, again, you get instant access to at least a fast way to get north and south. And they also just recently put in a market that's brand new. That's not that far from here as well. So you can get your little market stuff. But the grocery stores are definitely more in Kailua Kona proper.
That's right. But you are close to the community college. Right?
That's true too.
It's right down there, and there's a fire station just down at the end of the street. So, take your pick of what's good, and what's not.
Right. So as we're wandering through here, we are noticing that there are maybe 1 or 2 houses for sale. I don't see a lot of houses come up here all the time for sale. I do think people actually enjoy living here.
Well, we do. And
there's not a lot of turnover
here.
Yeah,
we've been, like I said, we've been following this for at least probably a year and a half, 2 years now.
Right. And then I'd say that maybe 2 houses at the most.
There's not a lot of that's always for sale in this place. But yeah, and remember, there are 192 houses, so it kind of puts things in perspective. That must say that people like to live here if they don't want to leave.
I know. That's good. I think this is like a happy place for people who live here like a lot. This is not a vacation zone.
Nope.
The HOA would probably never let you have a short-term vacation rental in this neighborhood. But I think it's a really nice place to live. In terms of elevation, this is a neighborhood that does not get a lot of rain. And some of my friends who have come to Hawaii say that they don't really like a ton of rain, and they don't want to have to worry about mildew and all the stuff that they think it happens, like, up the mountain more.
That's right. Well, and a pro of that is that also things don't quite grow as crazy as they do at some other places.
Yeah, if you look around landscaping, it looks like everyone's got it handled.
Now the con is you got to water everything, right?
Yeah, but look at this neighborhood. There's a lot of rock features here, and
low
different kinds of low water plants.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I guess we talk to a variety of people who sometimes come to Hawaii, and they say that one of the things they want to do is garden their faces off and plant fruit trees. I see some fruit trees, but that's not really what this neighborhood really looks like their focus is on. We're not that far from Costco.
Oh, okay, all right. So if you guys are Costco lovers, we did a video on Costco. But
yep. And the guy that moved here says he loves the fact that he's next to Costco.
Yeah.
So he gets his cheap gas.
Yeah.
He can gas up his boat. And also he goes to go shopping. Not a lot of subdivisions in the entire island of Hawaii. They have sidewalks. Also, underground cabling and electricity. Again, it's only in these subdivisions that they had this whole thing planned at the same time. There's a few streetlights too. Eric and I live on a beautiful neighborhood that has neither the sidewalks or lights. So at night it gets pretty dark. So again, this includes the walkability of this neighborhood because of these amenities. This popular subdivision is located in the heart of Kailua Kona. Welcome to Pualani Estates. So here we are standing in the park at the base of Pualani Estates. We're going to tell you a little bit about this neighborhood.
Yeah, let me fill you a little bit of facts. So there's 150 houses here, and they started selling in 2006, and there were several phases that sort of worked their way up to the top of the hill. The elevation is 400 feet right where we are, and it goes up to about 600 towards the top. And the annual rainfall here is 20 inches a year. And the temperatures go anywhere from the high 60s in the winter for the low to the 90-degree mark in the summer for the high.
There we go. And in terms of this park, it's a county park actually, and it's got the soccer field behind us. It's got a beautiful baseball field where people do jingong and they get together. And then there also is a playground for the keiki. Also, this place is a great place for people to come together in community. When we had our kids growing up here, we would come here and do group picnics here at this event at the park. And then the kids would play and the parents could actually get committee work done and things like that for volunteerism. So it really is basically the hub of the community here at Pualani Estates.
That's right. And I'll add one thing to it. They also do, a lot of the kids have soccer practice here. They've probably got 3 or 4 different soccer teams that practice here most of the time during the week as well.
Yeah, so it's a great place for family, and also people like to walk it and run the perimeter as well because it's really flat. So again, just a great park to be part of this neighborhood. So let's go take a look at the houses.
Okay. So we got to go for a walk in the neighborhood as well here. And we're up on Puapua Nui, which is, I would say we could start with one of the cons is that it's a big street, and it's also this whole group is built on a steep hillside.
Right, but the hillside gives us that view that you see behind us with the cruise ship and the bay. It's a little more challenging, I guess. That's great if you're in shape and you want to stay in shape to walk up this neighborhood. There are some flat parts on the inside, but this is like the hill.
Yeah, the joke was we lived above this neighborhood, and this would be my bike ride up. But at the end of the day, it was always harsh, especially in the summer. Yeah. But anyways, okay. So we're rounding the corner here, so it's a little flatter. But if you guys will notice behind me and around us, the landscape is a little bit more lush in this neighborhood than it was in the other one that we looked at. Yeah, we get almost twice as much rain here as we do on the other side.
Right, so they've got a lot more reed palms, they've got just a lot more different hedges and stuff. And this neighborhood in general is very well landscaped. They've done a very good job of keeping up with the yards and stuff. And we were talking about the fact that one thing this place is known for is the Halloween adventures. Every Halloween, a bunch of these neighbors get together. They decorate the heck out of their houses and they make really fun displays. and people like come out here by the droves.
It is so crowded. They park it on the main drag down there, on the main highway.
Like thousands of people.
They run out of candy by like 6:15. That's how crowded
yeah,
it is.
so if you live in this neighborhood, you better get some bags of candy for Halloween. But also they did, a lot of people here in this neighborhood really do it up for Christmas too. So I would say that this is a spirited neighborhood.
Yes, I would definitely say so as well. So what are your cons of this neighborhood, Julie?
Okay, so cons of this neighborhood. If you don't like cookie cutter houses, this neighborhood has about 6 or 7 different styles of homes, but again, they look a lot alike, and they're side by side, you know, not a lot of space between them. But it really works if you want to get to know your neighbors, and if you have you know, kids walking to school and being picked up by buses. But I always joke with Eric, you know what, it's walking up that hill. But also I think that if you don't like an HOA, again, yes, you know, these HOA, this subdivision, they don't allow fireworks, which I think is fair, and they make sure that people keep up on, you know, making sure this place looks as good as it does. So I think that it's kind of like what floats your boat. If you like a nice standard neighborhood, this is going to be that thing.
Yes, and I would say my favorite thing about this neighborhood, though, is the views. This neighborhood does have I would say one of the better views in Kona.
Yeah.
I would say one of my cons of this area, though, is it's become so popular that it's also become very expensive too.
Oh, yeah.
So it's hard to get a house in here, and starting there were anywhere, I guess the cheapest is somewhere around $950 now, and it goes up to probably 1.1, 1.2, depending on what they got selling in here. And 3 bedrooms and 4 bedroom houses, and they've got, well, you know, just a variety of different styles.
Yeah, but those are basically what they have, 3 and 4 bedroom homes in this neighborhood. So this subdivision feeds into the Kona high school and elementary school. So this is like the furthest north from that school. So yes, buses do pick up kids along this route. So parents basically just walk their kids out to the street. Buses come and get them from here. So we've had our son do that, and it's a very, very safe neighborhood. So I actually have a con that this could be a con or not. I mean, this is what happens when you have a residential neighborhood. A gentleman asked me, I want to know where the neighborhood is that you can walk to coffee, restaurants, the beach. That's not happening in this neighborhood. You are at least it's got 7 minutes to the beach to drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not walking to the beach. And also, you're right close to downtown, so you can drive or maybe ride your bike to get coffee and restaurants and stuff like that. But there is really no commercial buildings around here that you're going to be able to go meet your friend for coffee by walking there. Sorry.
But okay, wait, hang on. I'll say it the other way though. But you're only 5 minutes to downtown. There's just one road. You could pop on Kuakini and pop into town within a quick 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And that is perfect. So
Yeah.
it's not like walkable, but you can bike into town. It's just you're not gonna. But driving into town is great. And this is the place where the good news is that the traffic. It continues to be bad at 4 o'clock past this. So you're kind of getting done with the traffic fairly quickly to get here.
Right. And again, centrally located, so that, like Eric said, you're not that far. And also, what's nice about this too is that you guys, seriously, because there is no crazy, commercial experience. It is really quiet here in the evenings. This is once you get past people kind of coming back and forth for their work and stuff, this is a really great neighborhood if you just want to just, chill out and have everything be in bed by 9 o'clock.
Okay, so one of the other things that is, this neighborhood has that is really nice is, of course, the sidewalks. And what else is the really good things, Julie?
Well, if you see us behind us, we also have light posts and mailboxes. You take those for granted. There's not a lot of neighborhoods that have 2 sidewalks on both sides of the street, and you can get your mail in front of your house. And the fact that at night your street's going to be slightly lit up. I don't know if you guys know this, but a lot of the light posts here in the Big Island actually have a low level, kind of like a golden light, because of the Mauna Kea Observatory. We don't want light pollution, so you're never going to see those bright spotlights. Also, those also have detrimental effects to the birds and the night kind of creatures and the bats and stuff. So it's all very eco-friendly.
Okay, and one more thing I'll add to that, and that's also the fact that all the utilities are underground here.
That's right.
And,
There's no.
And in Hawaii, that's a big deal because remember, Hawaii is made up of a lot of lava and hard rocks and blue rock and everything else. So to put that under takes a lot of effort. So that's what they did in this particular neighborhood.
Yep,
but it really does make a difference.
Subdivision.
And I bet some of you guys have noticed that if you're looking out at a lava job at the down in town, and you see all those lines, high tension right across the street in front of the view.
They're not burying them down underneath the Leahy. But they have figured out on these master plan communities how to do that in advance. Also, these homes, also, like you said, you guys look around. They weren't built that long ago, right? 2004.
2006.
2006. Yeah, I mean, all these houses are very well kept up. I mean. Centrally located right here on Leahy Drive, moments from downtown, largest condo complex in Kona. Welcome to Alii Lani. So we're sitting here at Alii Lani, and as you can tell behind us, kind of the character of the space. It's a condo complex. So tell us a little bit of the facts and figures about what's going on here.
Sure, there are 350 units here in Alii Lani, and let's see here. They started in 1996 was phase 1, and they had 2 phases, and the second phase started in the year 2000. And there are 2 pools, 2 hot tubs, and 2 barbecue areas on each side. Also, they have the rainfall is about 20 inches here annually. Another one more like just standard in Kona, but it is warm here because our elevation is only about 20 feet above sea level. So you are definitely you're feeling it in the summer. Lows for the winter, the low of the winter is about 68, 69, 70 degrees, right? And the highs right around 9 degrees here.
Yeah.
And then one other thing is the HOAs here, they vary a little bit depending on the size of the unit and everything like that, but roughly around $550 for the 2 bedrooms.
Right, which is actually pretty, affordable compared to some of the other condo complexes across the street.
Yeah, I would say this is definitely one of the more affordable complexes here in Kona.
Right, and the average condo right now is going for about $545.
Yeah, around $530 to $550, somewhere around there.
Yep,
right?
Yep. And there's 2 and 3 bedroom models, right? And upstairs, downstairs, some have a nice little cute little backyard, but some have just like a patio. Some have ocean views, some do not.
And then the trick here is that there are no short-term rentals here. Everything is 30 days or longer.
Right, so you're not going to have people dragging their suitcases around in this complex. But let's walk around and show you some of the amenities, and we'll chat a little bit more about pros and cons.
Condo complex is not quite as exciting as walking through a neighborhood because there's just, in general, all the parking tends to be where you would walk.
Yep. There's, I think we said 47 buildings spread out over how many acres?
I don't know how many acres. Okay. Well, a few acres for sure, definitely.
This is a very large complex. So they've got the stuff. They've got the mailboxes near the front of the complex. They've got parking and lighting around the edges. This place is a pretty safe complex. You're only a few minutes from the downtown core. You could actually even pick up a park, like what it's called, rideshare bikes, out in front of the complex and like right on downtown.
So what's your pro to this place? Julie, what's your first pro?
That you can get on a bike and go downtown.
Centrally located is what you'd have to say. Everything is centrally located.
You can actually literally walk across the street to a place called Rivies and watch the sunset and the ocean crashing into the rocks. I like that. I like the fact that I have quite a few friends who actually live in this complex and they enjoy the community. They do ladies water yoga in the pool together. They also get together for bridge nights. So if you do find yourselves moving to this complex, let me know. I'll connect you with more people who live here.
Right, and I would say one of the cons is that you get a lot for your price here. For what this is, what you're paying to get here, it's good return on investment, is what I would say.
Yeah, well, think about the fact that people who bought in here about at $350 3 years ago have gotten quite an equity gain now, haven't they?
They can say that all the way across all things is what it is.
But the thing is that the prices in this complex, because there's so many, this is, like we said, this is one of the reasons why we focus on this complex when we do our real estate update, because there are so many units that are comparable that you can get a good idea of what's happening in this neighborhood, you could say, in terms of pricing. And it doesn't seem to go up very fast, and it doesn't come down very fast either.
Because of the numbers. Yeah, and I would say I think there were 5 that were for sale as when I looked this morning.
Oh yeah, okay, so 5. Yeah, 5 out of 300 and something. Yeah. Other things is there's a bus stop out in front too. In terms of walkability, outside the complex itself, It's you can actually get to places from here.
All right, so I'll talk about one of the cons though. One of the cons I'd say of this place is that it is definitely crowded. It is a true complex with lots of people everywhere, and parking is tricky, and guest parking is tricky here. So it makes it a little bit more not as pleasant.
Well, when you say tricky, each condo gets its own dedicated parking spot.
And some of them get two, so that part's
yeah.
fine.
And if you need more than one or two, some of the places, the owners will let you actually rent their space. Like my friend who lives here, she does that to make some extra money.
But the parking places are really small, and they don't accommodate some of the bigger trucks that people have.
It's a good starter spot, I think. Some people start here just to get their foothold into Hawaii, and then they figure it out, and then they go to other neighborhoods around the island. But if you love West Hawaii, you know.
We've had several people that started here and then moved on to houses after this.
Yeah. Again, it's a great starter spot.
Yeah.
And most of the people who live here actually work here. They actually built this complex for workforce housing, so it's definitely got more of a the local feel. Again, with no tourists hanging around, you are more likely to see people who actually work in the community who live here.
So all right, so
one
of the other downfalls about this place is the fact that we're right almost at sea level, and if you guys have ever hear us complain, it tends to be kind of hot and humid here down next to the ocean, and because of the way that this complex is set up, it doesn't have the best breezes, which of course makes it a little bit more challenging. Yeah.
So if you guys, if you're looking at condos in this complex, look for the ones near the front, because they're the ones who are going to get more of those ocean breezes than the ones in the back.
But if you're on Alii though, then you get a little bit of the Alii noise, so it's kind of
you get one or the other.
Take your pick on which one is.
But for the most part, you will need air conditioning if you are in this complex. And,
yes,
but the thing is, at least if you're hot, then you can go to the pool too.
Yeah. And I think that's going to be our next stop, is actually at the pool here.
Yeah, let's go show you guys. We used to actually have friends that we used to bring our kids here, and I like their pool. Ooh.
Is it warm?
It's warm. I love a warm pool above anything else. They've got a nice hot tub, and they've got this little kiki area. So it's a shallow area without being like, standard issue 2 feet. It looks kind of like almost like a little wading pool. And then it goes into the bigger pool, and it's not that deep because, again, they're trying to keep people safe here. But it's beautifully landscaped. I mean, you can tell with the lava rock wall and things like that. And this whole area, it's got grass, and it's got barbecue pits. So it's a really nice centrally located community space. So I like it.
All right, so let's talk about the sponsor message of the video.
We are realtors, and that's what realtors do in their community, and we are very proud to say, you know what, not only are we working to buy and help people sell houses here in Kona, we have a great network of realtors around the whole island, and as you guys can tell too, we're very enthusiastic about Kailua Kona. So if you want to move here, or you're thinking about buying real estate, we have all the information for you. 365 Hawaii Living. You can join our Ohana and get some books and be put on the email list and get these videos sent to you via email. It's all the good stuff. So join us, and thanks for listening.
Well, hang on. You also forgot to tell about our 365 Hawaii Real Estate Minute channel, too.
Oh, that's right. Eric puts that one in there. Guys, the Hawaii Real Estate Minute channel has 3 interviews every single month about statistics, issues, trends, the whole thing. And also we put like little special things in there, like is now a good time to buy a condo in Kona. So subscribe to that channel. Subscribe to 365 Hawaii.
And with that, we say
aloha.
Aloha.